Class 12. DNA is the genetic material in almost all organisms except a few RNA viruses. This DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid, is actually a double stranded polynucleotide chain, and each chain is a polynucleotide that remains attached to the complementary chain with the help of hydrogen bonds. The DNA molecule comprises of a 5 carbon sugar, pentose sugar, which is called deoxyribose, a flat heterocyclic nitrogen containing organic base, these bases are of two types, purines and pyrimidines. They are actually weakly basic compounds, hence called bases. They are common in DNA and RNA as conjugated molecules, and free pyrimidine and purine bases may exist in two or more tautomeric forms. Tautomeric forms, I will give you a picture of tautomeric forms depending upon the pH. pH. Mind it, free pyrimidine and purine bases may exist in two or more tautomeric forms. Uracil occurs in lactam, lactim, and double lactim forms. However, these structures of the purines and pyrimidines are which are found in the DNA are actually predominantly found in the cells, and it has a special property, that is, as a result of resonance, all the bases absorb ultraviolet light, and nucleic acids are characterized by a strong absorption of UV light at wavelengths near 260 nanometer. The purines and pyrimidines are also hydrophobic and relatively insoluble in water at the near neutral pH of the cell, but at acidic or alkaline pH, the purines and pyrimidines become charged and their solubility in water increases. And these purines and pyrimidines, either one purine or one pyrimidine, two types of purines are found in the DNA, adenine and guanine. They are double ringed structures, and while listening to this audio, you must notice the accompanied pictures which are given for you. And purines, I told you that these are a double ringed structure, and adenine, in case of adenine, It is called 6-aminopurine because there is an amino group attached to its 6 carbon position, and this double linked structure has nitrogen at 1, 3, 7 and 9 positions. That means there are 4 nitrogens. It is invariably present in all purines, in all adenines and guanines. 1, 3, 7, 9. Mind it, 1, 3, 7, 9 positions contain nitrogen. And in case of adenine, on the 6th carbon position, there is an amino group, which is why adenine is also called 6-aminopurine. But in case of guanine, it is 2-amino. 2-amino means on the 2 carbon position, there is an amino group, and 6-oxypurine means on the 6 carbon position there is an oxygen, CO. Hence it is called 2-amino 6-oxypurine. I will give you the picture. And come to the one thing you must remember, that you have if you want to write the chemical structure of the bases, you may learn the chemical names also. As I told you, 6-aminopurine, 6-amino 6-oxypurine, and remember that there are nitrogens on the 1, 3, 7 and 9th position. And come to the point of thymine. It is 5-methyl 2,4-dioxypyrimidine. You know, thymine is a pyrimidine, thymine and cytosine, and in case of RNA, thymine is replaced by uracil. However, thymine has another chemical name, that is 5-methyl. That means on the 5 position there is a methyl group, CH3. 2,4-dioxy means on the 2 prime carbon position there is CO, and on the 4 prime also there is CO. 2,4-dioxypyrimidine, 5-methyl 2,4-dioxypyrimidine. And here also, like purines, you will find nitrogen on the 1st and the 3rd positions. In all cases of pyrimidines, on the 1st and the 3rd positions there are nitrogens. You must remember it. And in case of purines, nitrogen is present on the 1st, 3rd, 7th and 9th positions. And in case of pyrimidines, on the 1st and 3rd positions. It is single ringed structure, so there is no question of 7th and 9th position. So thymines, another chemical name is 2-methyl 2,4-dioxypyrimidine. Now come to cytosine. It is called 2-oxy. I think now it has been clear to you that on the 2 carbon position there is CO. Oxygen is there. 2-oxy, 4 amino means on the 4 carbon position there is again NH2. 2-oxy 4 amino pyrimidine. You may note down and try to learn these explained chemical names by heart so that you can write down the chemical structures of these compounds whenever necessary. Now come to uracil. It will be discussed when we will be discussing on RNA. And here also on the first and third positions there are nitrogens, but on the second and the fourth carbon positions there are CO groups. Hence it is called 2, 4 dioxypyrimidine. I want to explain these 4 nitrogen bases found in the DNA, and in RNA also there are 4 nitrogen bases, but thymine is not there. In place of thymine there is uracil. However, these are the chemical names, and the purines and pyrimidines are hydrophobic in nature, and as they are hydrophobic they are relatively insoluble in water at the near neutral pH of the cell, and at acidic or alkaline pH the purines and pyrimidines become charged and their solubility in water increases. And on the complementary strands these purines and pyrimidines, they are placed in such a manner, one pyrimidine will be in a strand and in the complementary strand there will be its complementary pyrimidine. Adenine, it has the complementary pyrimidine is thymine, and guanine, it has the complementary pyrimidine is cytosine, and adenine has a forms a double hydrogen bond with thymine of the complementary strand, and guanine forms triple hydrogen bond with cytosine of the complementary strand. I don't want to go into the detail of these 2 strands right now because already you have known about the complementarity of the DNA strand. The 2 complementary strands are intertwined together in such a manner that they form a molecule, and I discussed the other day about its shape. It will look like a ladder of like a rope ladder used in the construction of very in the construction of skyscrapers, very large houses of huge altitude, and those ropes, if twined, it will form a structure that may somewhat that may have somewhat resemblance with that of the DNA molecule. And how it would look like I told you the other day, so I don't want to repeat it. Now I shall go into the detail of the structures. Purines forms complementary strands with the pyrimidines. Purines are double ringed structure. So one purine will form double hydrogen bond with a pyrimidine. In case of adenine, it forms a bond with thymine. And so there are two rings in adenine and one ring in thymine, means there are three rings in between, and on the outer side of this DNA molecule there are two sugar phosphate backbones, one deoxyribose sugar that forms a bond with the purine base. The base is joined covalently at N1 position of pyrimidines. The 1' carbon makes a bond with the pyrimidines at nitrogen 1 position and with the purines at N9 position, and such a linkage is called N-glycosidic linkage. Glycosidic term comes from glucose, sugar, the deoxyribose sugar that forms a bond with the purines and pyrimidines. So the linkages are called N-glycosidic linkage. So N-glycosidic linkage to the 1' carbon of the pentose is formed, and now it is called a pentose, and a purine or pyrimidine is called a nucleoside. And at the 5' carbon position of the sugar, a phosphate is esterified and nucleoside is phosphorylated. So when a nucleoside is phosphorylated with 1 phosphate or 3 phosphates, actually it begins with 3 phosphates, phosphorylation of the nucleosides, and then to form the link between the 5' carbon position and the phosphate molecule, the other 2 phosphates are cut and enzymatically cut, and the energy thus released is used to form the bond between the phosphate and the 5' carbon. However, this purine and sugar and phosphate are together called nucleotides, but these bases and sugar, one base and one sugar, is called a nucleoside. So we can say that a nucleotide is a nucleoside triphosphate. You know one such nucleotide triphosphate, adenosine triphosphate. It is the powerhouse of the cell. It is the currency, power currency of the cell. It is called ATP. And ATP, we see here that ATP has another role here. Adenine plus sugar plus phosphate together forms a nucleotide, and 2 phosphates are eliminated, and this nucleotide, this type of nucleotides are polymerized to form one strand of the bistranded DNA molecule, and the complementary strand also is formed in this way. But there is complementarity, that means the adenine combines with thymine only, with no other pyrimidine. However, the N-glycosidic bond that is formed between the 1' carbon of the pentose and the nitrogen base, in case of nitrogen 1 position of pyrimidines and nitrogen 9 positions of purines, there is the N-glycosidic linkage is formed, I told you. This is formed by removal of the elements of water. That means a hydroxyl group from the pentose and a hydrogen from the base. That means it's a condensation reaction, and thus it is formed. Without the phosphate group, the molecule is called a nucleoside, and nucleoside triphosphate. The successive nucleotides of a DNA strand are covalently linked through phosphate group bridges. Specifically, the 5' hydroxyl group of the nucleotide unit is joined to the 3' hydroxyl group of the next nucleotide by a phosphodiester linkage. The linkage is termed phosphodiester linkage. Thus, the covalent backbones of nucleic acids consists of alternating phosphate and pentose residues. In the sugar phosphate backbone, you will find the phosphate and pentose residues in an alternative manner, and the characteristic bases, purines or pyrimidines, these are regarded as side groups joined to the backbone at regular interval. It looks, the sugar phosphate backbone, imagine the sugar phosphate backbone as a strong bamboo, and take another strong bamboo and join them together to form the rungs on which you can go upwards. It will form a ladder. Consider the shape of a ladder comprised of two strong bamboos, and in between the bamboos are the rungs on which you place your foot. And these rungs, they are comprised of purines and they are complementary pyrimidines. So, on the sugar phosphate backbone, that may be compared to a bamboo on which a rung is placed. দুটো মইয়ের মাঝখানে যে বাঁশের টুকরোগুলো দেওয়া হয়, তো ওই বাঁশের টুকরো মনে করো হাফ হাফ জয়েন করে বাঁশের টুকরোগুলো দেওয়া আছে, প্রতিটা বাঁশের টুকরো। এবারে একটা মইয়ের সঙ্গে একটা হাফ ঢোকানো আছে, অন্য মইটার সঙ্গে অন্য হাফটা ঢোকানো আছে, দিয়ে ওইটা জুড়ে দেওয়া আছে। তো এই যে বাঁশের যে দণ্ডটা, সেটা হচ্ছে সুগার আর ফসফেট দিয়ে তৈরি মনে করে নাও। তাহলে তার উপরে যে পা দেওয়ার জন্য যে রাঙগুলো তৈরি করছি আমরা, সেগুলো তাহলে পারপেন্ডিকুলারলি আছে। এক্ষেত্রেও ডিএনএর ক্ষেত্রেও যে সুগার ফসফেট ব্যাকবোনটা আছে, তার সঙ্গে ওই অ্যাডিনিন, গুয়ানিন, থাইমিন, সাইটোসিন যেই হোক, পিউরিন আর পিরিমিডিন যেই হোক না কেন, সে অমনি পারপেন্ডিকুলারলি প্লেসড আছে। আর কমপ্লিমেন্টারি স্ট্র্যান্ডেও আছে ঠিক ওইভাবে। The backbones of both DNA and RNA are hydrophilic. This backbone, this sugar phosphate backbone, is hydrophilic. The hydroxyl groups of the sugar residues, why hydrophilic? That means the hydroxyl groups of the sugar residues form hydrogen bonds with water, and the phosphate groups in the polar backbone are completely ionized and negatively charged at pH 7. So phosphates are ionized, so hydrogen bonds have the propensity of forming bonds with water. So this is hydrophilic backbone. Thus and as the phosphate groups in the polar backbone are completely ionized, hence DNA is called an acid. These negative charges are generally neutralized by ionic interactions with positive charges on proteins, metal ions, polyamines. You know, many proteins combine with the DNA molecule, many metal ions, many polyamines, etc. combine with the DNA molecule. This combination can take place with the because of the presence of such negatively charged ions of the phosphate.